All right, our next guest is known for asking rhetorical questions after big victories and driving a minivan. He earned academic All-American honors at Michigan State for being a kinesiology major, which means he's basically a gym teacher. Even though it's Thursday, Dan Patrick Show fans know how much he loves Friday. Please welcome the Vikings quarterback, Kirk D. Cousins. Yeah. Looking good, buddy. Thank you for coming by.
Guys, how we doing?
Kirk D. See, I made this mistake. I would go Kirk Cousins, and then it sounded like it was saying K-U-R-T.
Right, can't do that.
So I had to slow it down a little bit. So you're always Kirk D. Cousins.
I love it.
I don't even know what your middle name is.
Daniel.
Oh, okay. Well, then
the D works,
that worked out.
Kirk, you're just right, just saying Kirk the way you do.
Kirk D. Cousins. What did you make of our conversation of adding another, like a 17th game for the regular season? Where do you stand?
Well, I don't think that players' bodies need a 17th game, but there are other things to gain. You know, if Jerry Jones is valuing at $1 billion of extra revenue, players are going to get a portion of that. And when you have such a small window to play professional sports, it would seem a portion of $1 billion is going to help players' careers and post careers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the value, is, you know, giving one more week for potentially an earning potential that could really help guys.
What about adding another bye week?
I think that also makes the 17 games easier to take if you can give guys another break at some point in the season. I know that we really look forward to our bye week. It's a big deal, and it may extend the season, but if it makes playing 17 games more physically doable, then I think it's something to talk about. I'm pretty much open to anything as long as there's a give and take.
How do you feel on Mondays normally during the season?
I wake up pretty sore, and I don't even play the most physical position by any means. In fact, quarterback's getting safer and safer every year. But, you know, you feel like you've been in a car accident. I mean, all the muscles in your neck are sore. It hurts to turn your head. And that's just playing quarterback, you know, getting hit and your head hitting the ground a few times. I can't imagine if it's play after play after play as a center or a guard or a three technique. So it's a grind, but you make it a priority to get healthy, and by Friday or Saturday you're feeling good again, and then you get in another car accident.
But would you do anything to play in a game? Like if they said we're going to shoot you up, you know?
You got to talk about, you know, what are the long-term ramifications? Is this a steroid that's going to be degenerative? Is it going to have long-term effects? But certainly, if, you know, I remember in college we were playing for a Big Ten championship. It was near the end of the year, having a great year. I was in a lot of pain. I said, shoot me up. I got to get through this half. We got to win a Big Ten title, and that'll be with me the rest of my life. So you do it, you get through it. But if it's every week I need to get shot up, that's something where I think you start to hurt yourself for the long run.
Well, you're 31. You got a couple of kids. Now, you know, if you're 22, you think
Right.
a whole lot different.
No doubt. Yeah, I guess you probably don't have as much of the long view in mind when you're younger, but they do a good job now educating players. I think even the media has done a good job of educating just the casual fan on the physical, you know, challenges of playing this game. And as long as you know the risks and can have the right information, then you can make the right decision for you and your family.
What do you remember about that 49ers game?
We got the break speed off us.
But can you put us in back there in your position?
Yeah.
When you can sense guys are coming at you pretty
Right.
good. That secondary's really good.
Right.
But like how quick do you have to process everything against the Niners defense?
Yeah, they're the real deal. I feel like both teams deserve to be in the Super Bowl, which is great because they're deserving. They've beaten good teams on the way there, and all year long when they were healthy, they looked like two of the best teams. So I think that's a good thing. You know, we were close with them in the first half. Eric Kendricks gets an interception. We're down 14-7, and we have a chance to go in at the end of the half 14-14. We end up kicking a field goal instead. It's 14-10. So we felt like, hey, we're right there. We're kicking off to them, so we're going to have to get a stop. But then they went down and scored, and then we never really were able to do anything offensively in the second half and lost 27-10. So it was really the second half of that game. They just took it to us and controlled the line of scrimmage. And like you said, it's tough when they're coming at you, and they know you have to throw it. You know, you kind of play into their hands.
More concerned about the defensive front or the secondary?
I think it all starts with the front, a pass rush. But when you look at it, that's the way it is on all teams. You know, if you can get a great pass rush or a great front that can stop the run, everybody benefits. if you don't have a great pass rush and you have great cover guys, usually you can still get after those great cover guys because, pass rush isn't getting home. So it starts with the front.
If Patrick Mahomes called you and said, hey, can you help me a little bit here, what would you tell him?
I'd say make sure you keep the lead so that they're not pinning their ears back and coming after you. He also, again, when you're as talented as he is and you run around, you wonder, can he start to negate the pass rush or nullify it by playing the way he plays? And does that style, help them against such a good defense? Because so many of their coverage rules and things are based on the fact that you're going to sit back there and they're going to get home. I also know with Andy Reid's play calling, I would think that that's going to, be an asset for them. But keep a lead, see if you can run the ball a little bit. And if you can, I think it's anybody's game.
We're talking to Kirk D. Cousins joining us, the annual Kirk Cousins football camp. How would you do if I brought my guys in here? Like, how good a teacher are you?
Oh, I could teach them the game.
Really?
Yeah, how to throw. Yeah, absolutely.
Really?
Oh, yeah. How do you think I got where I am? I'm definitely not Mahomes when it comes to natural, being a magician.
Build me the perfect quarterback.
Well, I think height's important. I say that, and then you got guys like Russell Wilson and Kyler Murray who are rock stars. But I think it helps to see over the line of scrimmage. If you can have it, I'd take it.
Okay, who's height?
I think 6'5".
So Tannehill?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
You're okay.
I think height helps. I think agility is a big deal. So if you can be 6'5" and have Russell Wilson's agility, I think that's a hard to beat.
Arm.
You want big hands. Big hands. What's interesting about like a Russell Wilson or a Drew Brees is they may be their height, but their hand size would be equivalent to someone who's 6'5" or 6'6". And I think that's really important to not fumble, to be able to throw a good spiral. You got to have, big hands.
How big are your hands?
Mine are decent. I don't know what they usually measure here to here, but I would try to get measurements in all different directions if I'm evaluating. And I think mine would equate to a guy who's probably 6'4", 6'5".
I got guys who try to stretch their hands.
Yeah.
Like there are exercises to stretch your hand before the combine.
Yeah, that's probably more to pass the test, but it's going to be a false positive in terms of what you're actually going to be able to do. It's kind of like when you wear multiple socks for your height.
Did you do that?
I did everything I could. I drank like 15 bottles of water before I weighed in because I'm pretty skinny. So I weighed in at 214 and a half at the combine. I haven't weighed over 205 since then. But I was 214 for the combine.
Yes, Paulie.
I got the official hand measurement for Kirk Cousins at the combine.
Okay.
9 7/8 inches. Did you want that rounded up?
Yeah, I would have appreciated that rounded up. See, I'm also 6'2" and 5/8. So I say, really, I'm 6'3" if you ask at a dinner party because you round up, right? That's just the correct approach.
Do you care who wins this game?
I really don't. I want to see a good game. I probably have closer relationships to people on the 49ers, so I find myself pulling for Kyle Shanahan and some of his coaching staff. But and also being a part of the NFC, probably the team that beats you, it'd be nice to see them win it all, so you can feel like you could claim a second place of sorts.
All right, if you want to give a plug for your football camp.
Yeah, we got our football camp this summer. We hold one both in Minnesota and in my hometown in Michigan. KirkCousins.org, our website, is where you can sign up to go. But we'd love to have anybody come out. It's for middle school boys going into 6th, 7th, and 8th grade. And we put on a great camp for 2 days, a lot of fun. And hopefully people can be able to attend.
It's a good problem to have to make the money you make, but it feels like your name and how much you make, it's together. Like when I say Kirk Cousins, it's $84 million guaranteed.
Yeah, right.
Would you prefer that you didn't make that, or that we didn't know about that?
I would just prefer that there'd be an awareness that that's the going rate now for quarterbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo's in the Super Bowl. We essentially have the same contract. So, it's just part of playing quarterback in the NFL. If you play it well, there's a market rate, and that's what it is. And currently, I mean, the rate has certainly gone up. With guys like Carson Wentz and Jared Goff and Russell and Aaron signing extensions, Matt Ryan, the number keeps going up. It's a moving target, but
nobody ever. I don't know of any other quarterback where we mention how much they make.
And I'm not quite sure why that is. I don't know, but I don't know if it was because the contract was guaranteed. But I mean, I think all quarterbacks' contracts are pretty much guaranteed. Nobody's cutting Matt Ryan. Nobody's cutting Aaron Rodgers. So whether it's guaranteed or not, it might as well be. But for some reason, people are fascinated with the contract I signed, even though it seems like it's pretty much what everybody's done that plays the quarterback position.
Weren't you the first all guaranteed?
Right.
Okay, that's probably why.
Yeah, it didn't really change the dollars. Yeah, it's actually a win-win because I took a little bit of a discount, a little more cap space, and then was able to get it fully guaranteed. So it's really a win-win. The player's happy and the team is happy. But I guess the words fully guaranteed for some reason jump off the page, but it's really not logical when you actually look at the math.
Would you rather talk about the 49ers than your contract?
Yes. Rather talk X's and O's, hand size, my height.
I know, but you could have made more money from the Jets.
Correct. Yeah, we were in a position there, but we felt like it all comes down to, and you guys know this, as a quarterback, it's about winning. And we just said, where's the best place for us to have a chance to win? We felt like it was Minnesota. Along with that came high expectations, certainly, and we've lived with that. But I don't really care about expectations or people talking about how much you make. If we got a great chance to win, that's where I want to be, you know?
What do people say to you when you walk down the street?
You like that?
That's it.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, I think it's kind of the phrase that people say when they're not going to stop me for a picture. They'll just walk past me and then go, "You like that?" I heard Jim Mora one time say that when he walks down the street, people will pass him and then go, "Playoffs?" And I guess for me, it's "You like that?"
Did you make a T-shirt?
I think the NFLPA did. We did a couple things right away back in 2015, and then any revenue that came in, we gave to a charity, which was great. But since then, it's pretty much been dormant, and we have fun with it whenever it comes out.
Just the look on your face when you came off the field, like who is that? Who is that guy?
Yeah, I know. It's funny because that's really the intensity I play with is more that guy. But I feel like when I'm away from the field, to be that guy, I might get myself in trouble. So I try to, tone it down for the DP show. But
but who's the guy though that when you see him on the field and then see him off the field and he's completely different?
I think Luke Kuechly's one of those guys. I mean, Luke plays the game with his hair on fire. And I remember when I trained with him before the draft, and he was like the nicest guy, very mild-mannered. And then when we play him on the field, I mean, he wanted to kill you. And
does he say
funny
stuff to you?
He was just passionate. You could just hear with the in between plays. If there was a questionable call, he's with the refs. He's yelling at you, and you respected it. You say this is why he's Luke Kuechly. Why he's one of the best players in the league is because of the passion he brings to the game. But then he steps away from the field and he's just so mild-mannered and friendly and different guy.
Anybody make you nervous though? Like crazy?
Oh, that's a good question. There's nobody really nowadays who's like foaming at the mouth, and I think of like Bill Romanowski and some of those guys.
Hines Ward told me that even the Steelers were afraid of James Harrison, who was on their team.
Yeah, James kind of had that vibe. James had that vibe. I was kind of coming up as he was on the way out, but he definitely had that vibe. Nowadays, it's just really good players. I mean, whether it was J.J. Watt or Chandler Jones or whoever, you just are aware of them that they can ruin your day if you let them.
But nobody says anything to you?
They're not saying I want to rip your head off and eat your heart out or anything like that. No. For the most part, it's, hey, man, how are the kids? How you doing? And I'll be coming next play.
In the pile, they're saying, hey, how are the kids?
I mean, not every play, but you'll hear stuff. Guys are nice, but then between the whistles, it's people are trying to feed their families. They're going 100 miles an hour.
For more information on Kirk D. Cousins football camp, you can go to kirkcousins.org. Is that best place to go?
Best place to go.
Hey, we always appreciate the time that you have for us.
Absolutely.
And we wish you the best. And it's great. It's been great knowing you since you were at Michigan State. And
likewise.
Yes, McLovin, what?
Are we going to be able to throw? Because Kirk, is, how do I say this, more of a precision passer than a power passer? So I want to catch one with one hand. Because I think.
Ooh. I hurt your finger last year throwing it hard. So maybe this year we can do a touch pass.
Is that how he hurt your finger last year?
Well, I told him that to make him feel better, actually.
Okay. It's all misinformation around here.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Well, then during the commercial break, maybe 3 passes to McLovin.
Okay.
Gladly.
If I put my hand up, can you hit it from 15 yards away?
I think so.
Wow.
I think so.
No, he's giving you grief here, Kirk. Yeah,
No,
just so you know.
no.
Yeah, you are. You're making fun of Kirk.
I'm not making.
He's trying to make you angry, Kirk.
It's hard.
You can't do it.
You're way too
I'm in
nice.
sunny Miami, Florida. You can't do it.
We'll take a break. Dak Prescott will join us coming up next. It's 20 after the hour. This is The Dan Patrick Show.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.